Your heating bill is robbing you. Every winter, you hand over hundreds of your hard-earned dollars just to keep the cold out, and most of that money is wasted, heating empty rooms and leaking straight out through your walls, your windows, and the gaps under your doors. But here is something worth thinking about. Right now, today, in the coldest mountains on this earth, there are old folk keeping themselves perfectly warm through winters that would kill a modern city person in a single night, and they're doing it with almost no fuel, no electricity, and next to no money. This isn't ancient history. They are doing it this very winter, the same way their people have for over 1,000 years. They know tricks we have completely forgotten. Simple, clever, nearly free tricks, and the best part is, you can use every single one of them in your own home starting tonight to stay warmer and cut that bill down to pennies. Today I'm going to show them to you one by one. And stay with me to the end, because the last trick, the oldest and simplest of them all, costs nothing at all, and it may be the warmest you have ever felt going to sleep. But let's start at the beginning. Here is the first thing the mountain people understand, the great secret everything else is built on, and the one mistake nearly every one of us makes. We try to heat the whole house. They never do. Think about it for a second. When you turn up your heating, you are warming every cubic foot of air in every room, the hallway nobody's standing in, the high ceiling where no one lives, the spare room with the door shut. You are paying to warm empty space. The mountain folk know this is foolish, and their wisdom is the exact opposite. So simple it sounds obvious the moment you hear it. Don't heat the space, heat the person. Keep the warmth on the body, where it actually matters, and you barely need to heat the room at all. That one shift in thinking is the foundation of every trick I'm about to show you, and it can change how you get through winter for the rest of your life. If that already rings true to you, if you've always suspected the old ways were wiser than our wasteful modern ones, then subscribe and stay with me. Because keeping these forgotten skills alive is the whole reason this channel exists. Now let's see exactly how they do it. The first practical trick comes straight from that idea, and it's the humble, magnificent power of wool. The mountain people dress in layers, not one thick coat, but several lighter layers, one over another. And the reason is pure genius. It isn't the wool itself that keeps you warm. It's the air trapped between the fibers and between the layers. Your own body heats that trapped air, and that warm air becomes a blanket of warmth wrapped right around you. The more still air you trap, the warmer you stay for free, using nothing but your own body heat. Wool is their treasure because it traps air better than almost anything, and it keeps you warm even when it's damp. So they layer it on their bodies, yes, but here's the part you can use tonight. They layer it on everything. Thick wool socks, a shawl around the shoulders, a blanket over the lap while sitting, a cap on the head even indoors, because a surprising amount of your body's heat slips away through your head. You do not need to heat your living room to 70 degrees if your body is wrapped in warm, trapped air. Put on the extra layer before you reach for the thermostat. The mountain folk would be baffled to see us sitting at home in a t-shirt, paying to heat the air around us. Wrap the warmth around the body first. But staying warm by day is only half the battle. And the second trick is about the heart of the home. The second trick is the fire itself, and more importantly, how they never let it die. Most of us, if we have a fire or a stove, light it, enjoy it, and let it go out. Then the cold creeps back in, and next time we start again from nothing. Cold house, cold hearth, wasted effort. The mountain people almost never let their fire go fully out in the depths of winter. And they keep it alive through the night in a beautiful, fuel-saving way that you can still use with any wood stove or fireplace today. It's called banking the fire. At night, instead of letting the flames burn down to nothing, they rake the glowing embers into a tight pile and cover them with a thick layer of ash. That blanket of ash chokes off most of the air, so the embers don't blaze up and burn away, but it keeps just enough life in them that, come morning, you brush back the ash, add a little kindling, breathe on it, and the fire springs back to life in minutes. No cold start, no wasted fuel. A fire that gently holds its warmth all night on almost no wood at all. They're not burning fuel all night to stay warm. They're saving the fire's life so it costs them next to nothing. And the warmth it gives is steady and gentle, not the roaring blaze that burns through a woodpile in one evening. But even a banked fire can't warm a whole house, and that's where the third trick comes in, and it might be the most useful of all. The third trick is to shrink the space you're trying to keep warm. The mountain families don't try to heat their whole home. In the coldest months, they pull their entire life into one room, the room with the fire, and they simply close off the rest. The cold rooms stay cold and empty because why waste precious heat on a room where no one is sitting? They hang a heavy blanket or a curtain across a doorway to seal in the warmth, turning one room into a snug little pocket of heat while the rest of the house sleeps under the frost. You can do exactly this today, and it might be the single biggest saving you ever make. Pick one room, the one where you spend your evenings. Close the doors to the rest of the house. Hang a thick curtain or even a blanket over the doorway and across the coldest window. Suddenly, you're only heating a small space, the space you actually live in, and it warms up fast and stays warm on a fraction of the energy. The mountain folk live in one warm room all winter and think nothing of it. We heat 8 cold rooms and wonder why we're broke. Shrink the space, and you shrink the bill. But warmth doesn't only need to be made, it needs to be kept. And that's the fourth trick. The fourth trick is hunting down and blocking every draft, every gap, every crack, every place the cold sneaks in and the warm air leaks out. The mountain people are merciless about this because to them a draft isn't an annoyance, it's the enemy that steals their warmth, wastes their fuel, and in the worst winters can cost lives. Cold air pours in under doors and around window frames, and as it comes in, it shoves your hard-won warm air out. So they seal everything. And the simplest, cheapest, most famous version of this is one your own grandmother probably used, the draft stopper. A long roll of cloth, old fabric stuffed with rags or wool scraps, anything laid along the bottom of the door to block that river of cold air pouring across the floor. It costs nothing. You can make one this afternoon out of clothes you were about to throw away. Lay it at the base of every door to a cold room and feel how much warmer the floor becomes. They also stuff rags into the cracks around windows, hang cloth over gaps, and pack whatever they have into the holes where the cold gets in. Find where the cold comes into your home. Hold your hand near the doors and windows on a cold day, and you'll feel it and block it. Every draft you stop is warmth you keep and money you save. But there's one place that bleeds more heat than almost any other, and the fifth trick covers it. The fifth trick is the windows, and what to do with them once the sun goes down. Glass is terrible at holding heat. On a cold night, your warm room is losing heat through every window like water through a sieve. The mountain people, who often have only the smallest windows for exactly this reason, know that you must cover them when darkness falls. So at nightfall they close heavy shutters or hang thick cloth blankets or woven hangings over the windows to trap the warmth inside. It's the reason heavy curtains exist at all, not for decoration but for survival. Here's how you use it. The moment the sun goes down, close your curtains, and the thicker and heavier, the better. If a window is especially cold, hang a blanket over it for the night. You'll be amazed how much warmer the room stays. And here's a clever bonus they understand. In the daytime, you do the exact opposite. And that leads us straight into the sixth trick, completely free, and most people never think of it. The sixth trick is to catch the sun and trap it. Even in the cold of winter, the sun still carries warmth, and the mountain people build their homes and shape their days around it. During the daylight hours, they open up to the side where the sun comes in, letting that free warmth pour into the home and soak into the walls, the floor, the stone. Then, the instant the sun begins to sink, they seal everything up tight, close the shutters, hang the cloth to trap every bit of that gathered warmth inside for the long night. It costs absolutely nothing. The sun does the work. You can do this in your own home starting tomorrow. In the daytime, throw open the curtains on the sunny side of your house and let the winter sun pour in and warm the room for free. Then, the moment it starts getting dark, close everything up to hold that warmth in. Free heat, gathered by day, saved for the night. The mountain folk live in rhythm with the sun, taking everything it offers. We keep our curtains half closed and our lights on and never notice the free warmth knocking at the window. But all of that is warmth from the outside. The seventh trick is warmth from within. The seventh trick is heating the body from the inside, and the mountain people are masters of it. They know your body is its own little furnace, and that furnace needs fuel to keep burning, especially in the cold. So their winter food and drink are chosen to keep that inner fire stoked. A hot drink, cupped in cold hands, warms you twice, once through your hands and once from the inside as you drink it. A bowl of hot, hearty soup or stew does more to warm a cold body than turning up any heater. And rich, fatty foods, butter, fat, anything with real substance give the body slow-burning fuel to make its own heat for hours. This is why a hot drink before bed and a warm meal in the evening are sacred to them. Here's how simple it is to use. On a cold day, before you reach for the thermostat, make yourself a hot drink and hold it. Have your warm soup. Keep that inner furnace fed, and especially take something warm to bed with you. A hot drink before sleep sends you off with your body already warm. They warm the person from the inside out, the cheapest heating there is. But the very best, the warmest trick of all, is saved for the moment they lie down to sleep. And that's the 8th trick, the one I promised you at the start. Before that final trick, there's the 8th and gentlest one, and it's about warmth shared. The mountain people don't sleep scattered in separate cold rooms the way we do. In the deep of winter, the family draws close together, sharing one warm room, sometimes one big bed piled high with every blanket they own, the whole family together, even the dog curled up among them. Because body heat is real, free warmth, and several bodies under a shared pile of blankets stay far warmer than one body alone in a cold room. There's a reason we still have that old saying about a 3-dog night. A night so cold you needed 3 dogs in the bed to stay warm. They aren't ashamed of huddling together. They understand that warmth, like everything else in their hard lives, is something you share and multiply by being close. And there's a tenderness in that we've nearly lost a whole family, warm and safe and close, riding out the storm together under one roof, under one pile of wool. But now, at last, the trick I promised you, the oldest, the simplest, the one that costs nothing at all. Here it is, the 1,000-year-old secret for going to sleep warm on the coldest night for free. They heat a stone, that's it, that's the whole trick, and it is pure genius. While the evening fire burns, they place a smooth stone or a brick or anything solid and dense near the fire or right in the embers, and let it soak up the heat for an hour or two. Stone holds heat for a remarkably long time. Then, just before bed, they wrap that hot stone in a thick cloth or a piece of wool so it's warm but won't burn, and slip it down into the bed under the blankets near the feet. And that stone radiates gentle, steady warmth for hours, turning a freezing bed into a warm and welcoming one, keeping their feet and their body warm long into the night. No electricity. No fuel beyond the fire that's already burning, just a stone and a cloth, things you already have in your home right now. This is exactly where our modern hot water bottle comes from, the very same idea, 1,000 years older. And you can do it tonight. Warm a stone or a brick by any heat source, wrap it well in a thick towel so it can't burn you, and put it in your bed 20 minutes before you climb in. You'll slide into a warm bed instead of a cold one, and that warmth will hold for hours. The mountain folk know that the real misery of winter is the cold bed, the cold feet, the long shivering wait to warm up, and they solve it completely with a stone from beside the fire. Think about that. The simplest thing in the world, and it gives them what our expensive electric blankets give us: warmth all night long for free. So let's gather it all together, because when you put these tricks side by side, you see something remarkable. The mountain people stay warm through the worst winters on Earth, not with one big, expensive machine, but with a handful of small, clever, nearly free ideas, all working together. They heat the body, not the empty air. They keep their fire alive through the night on almost no fuel. They shrink their warm space down to one cozy room. They hunt down every draft and block it. They cover their windows at night and open them to the free sun by day. They feed their own inner furnace with hot food and drink. They huddle close and share their warmth. And they slip a warm stone into the bed to sleep in comfort. Not one of these costs much of anything. Every single one of them still works today in your home exactly as well as it does in theirs, because the cold hasn't changed, and neither has the simple wisdom of how to beat it. And here's what stays with me. These people aren't rich. They have no thermostat, no furnace, no power grid, no money to spare, and yet they're warm. They're warm and safe and together through nights so cold we can hardly imagine them, and they do it with skill and wisdom instead of money. They are not at the mercy of a bill or a power company. They are free. While we shiver in our t-shirts and hand over our money to heat empty rooms, they sit snug by a banked fire, wrapped in wool, a warm stone waiting in the bed, the whole family close. Who really has it figured out? The wonderful thing is that none of this is lost or out of reach. It's happening right now, and you can join it. This very winter, try one of these. Block the drafts under your doors. Close off a room. Throw a blanket over a cold window. Warm a stone for your bed. Each one will make you a little warmer and your bill a little smaller. And every time one of us brings one of these old tricks back into our own home, the wisdom of these mountain people lives on a little longer instead of slipping away for good. Now, I'd truly love to hear from you. Did your own family ever use one of these? The hot stone or the hot water bottle in the bed, the draft stopper at the door, closing off the cold rooms for winter? Tell me down in the comments. These old memories are precious, and there's nothing I love more than reading them and knowing this wisdom is still alive in people like you. And if you'd like to learn more of these mountain ways, how they keep food fresh all year, how they grow food where nothing should grow, and so many more secrets the modern world threw away, then stay with me here by the fire. There are so many more to share. Until next time, stay warm, keep close to the ones you love, and never let the old wisdom be lost.